What's up? I'm Leslie. I'm so not crafty. So, I have a question for you guys today. Have you ever felt stuck in life? Because I sure have. I was stuck for about 5 years and I didn't even know it. So, instead of asking myself why I was feeling unhappy and why I was feeling stuck, I just drank. I drank a lot. And that's a conversation for another day, and I will get into that some other time. But I figured I can't tell you how I got unstuck without telling you how I got stuck in the first place. So, if you've ever felt stuck in your life before, maybe this video's for you. I'm going to tell you how I got unstuck. And I'm not saying I have it all figured out, but I definitely have gotten myself unstuck. So this is how to unstick your stuckness video. So today, while I'm talking about that, I'm gonna do a dustpan, slotted dustpan rainbow pour. So it's a new tool and I haven't used it yet. This is my first time, so I'm really excited and hopefully everything will go well today. So the crazy thing about being stuck is, I said I didn't even know that I was in it. Because everything on the outside looked fine. I was going to work, paying my bills, doing my thing, being an adult, but I was disconnected from my family, from my life. I was numbing my unhappiness. So, step number 1 is getting rid of any kind of toxic vices, whether that be drugs, alcohol. A toxic friendship even can really, really weigh you down. That takes up so much bandwidth if you are dealing with that kind of a relationship. Not that I'm a therapist or, a professional of any kind, but if you are struggling with drugs or alcohol, please reach out to a friend. If you need to, leave me a comment because I will talk to you and we can talk all night if you need to. But I'm sure you have a friend or family member that would do a whole lot better than I could, but that's not what this video is about. So step number 1 is getting rid of toxic vices. So I'm going to start laying down my paint while I talk about step number 2. So step number 2 is just taking a tiny step. And I'm sure you've heard that before. Just take a little step, just one thing. So let me tell you what happened to me. So not happened to me, but I'll tell you the story. So after I'd kind of gotten, I gave up alcohol, I had my marriage back on track. That's another story for another day. I was home one day and I was sitting outside when it was, sunny. I was trying to get my vitamin D. And I just was crying, bawling my eyes out because I felt so paralyzed. I couldn't make a move to save my life. I had the major components like back on track, but yet I couldn't take a step forward with anything that I wanted to do because I wanted to do all the things. I wanted to do all these new things and do things that I used to do, but I could not make a move to save my life. And I wish I knew why. If I could figure out why for everybody, I would do that and let you know. But it's so hard to know the exact reason why somebody gets stuck in life. So there I was crying. My husband found me, crying. What's wrong, babe? So I'm telling him, I want to do all these things and I just can't do it. I just can't make a move. And so, he gave me the best advice ever. And that was, what is one small, tiny thing you could do right now that would move you forward? And this is me. I could call Drew's drum teacher and see if he takes adults. And he's like, great, let's call him. Let's text him right now. And he sat there while I sent the text. And it was funny, I even texted his drum teacher like, hey, this is Leslie. I'm having a little bit of a midlife crisis. I said that. And because he's older too, he's 52 or something, but he texted me back immediately like, yes, absolutely, I take adults. Everybody should. It's never too late. Yes, when do you want to come? So I made that appointment for my first lesson, and then I went to my first first lesson, and then my second, and then my third, and then pretty soon I was like stacking wins, and I felt like I could be successful. I hear my dog there he is, right on cue. Hold please. Okay, I'm back. Just wanted to go outside. Of course, you had to do it right when I'm filming. Okay, so he welcomed me with open arms, let's just say. So once you start doing little tiny things, it snowballs and you start to get some confidence. And pretty soon I was making an appointment to go visit the YMCA with my husband, and we joined a yoga class together. And then I started looking at dance classes, and it's just starting is the hardest part. So if you can, grab a friend, grab a spouse, and let them hold your hand while you do your tiny little step. You can do it. I know you can. If you've been thinking that you're feeling stuck and you've been wanting to do all these things, this is your sign to do those things. At least one thing. Just take a tiny step. Send the text, make the call. Just take the tiniest little step, and you can do it, and it will snowball from there, I promise. All right, I'm gonna lay this down and stop talking so I can focus. So I think it needs to kind of just be one motion, and I have it on this spin thing in case I feel like getting crazy. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Here we go. Oh, come on, orange. There we go. Okay, let's get really crazy with these. Ooh, that is so pretty. I'm so excited that I got these fluorescent colors because I've been feeling like that rainbow pour I did with the dustpan was super dull and boring. So I went and got fluorescent paint, and I am loving it. Love it. All right, I'm gonna do a little swiping action. So I only have gotten a little tiny bit of white on my apron so far. So I feel like this is the day. I feel like doing a little bit of, hold on. Doing a little bit of rainbow christening on my apron. I could just do like that. We'll see. Okay, I'm gonna do this first and then we'll talk more. Okay. Maybe I'm going too deep. Whoa. That's cool. Okay. I gotta go a little bit more shallow on the top. Ooh, that's pretty. All right, I'm gonna tilt it off. Try not to get so much in my hands. Oh, that is really cool. Oh, I should have done more of a pattern, but that's okay. This is my first time. So, step number 3, it kind of happened by accident. So, I don't know if you guys know about Marco Polo, but it's a video messaging app. And I connected with an old friend from high school last summer for my 30th high school reunion. And I just saw she was on Marco Polo, so I sent her a little message request, and we started talking and catching up on 20 years of life. So I basically like relived my whole life, like the last 20, 25 years with her. And I processed and told the stories, and then I went back and watched some of my videos, and basically I just got to relive a lot of my life through retelling the stories to her, and having somebody to talk to that is a safe, loving friend is super important. But if you don't have a super close, safe friend to talk to, I would say use your phone and start a video journal. Because, you know, every therapist recommends journaling, journal, but my hands can't keep up with my brain. So this was the perfect next best thing. So just turn on your camera and start telling your story, telling, you know, what you've been through, all the good, the bad, the ugly, and then rewatch those videos, process, reflect on the things that you've been through, even, the terrible things, the good things. And that's what I did. And it was totally by accident. And I just was realizing this the other day. I was like, wow, really, we're doing it every day, sending video messages back and forth, just talking about our day. And we call them nothing thoughts because they're like just shit that's going around in your brain that aren't really important, but it is part of life, the little things. And pretty soon you have, several hours and days worth of journals of days all run together. And I just feel like it was so impactful in my life over the last year, and really processing my past and grief and trauma and finding a way to move forward. So I was going back and looking at these videos, and I was able to be more objective to what I was saying, and it was really helpful. So that's my third step. So number 1, get rid of vices. Number 2, take the tiniest of tiny little bitty step. Anything that you can do, take one step forward. And number 3 is start a video journal. So hopefully that will help somebody out there. I know it helped me, and I think this is a win. Let's talk about these colors. I definitely want to play with that dustpan some more and work on doing some different patterns. I really lost all my purple, but that's okay. Every craft, every painting is a learning opportunity, part of my growth spurt. So we're crafting our way and painting our way through our growth spurt. No more crises. We're in our midlife growth spurt. So I hope you join me next time. The supplies are in the description for next time, and we'll see you then. Okay, bye. Okay, the wet finished piece. I think it's really cool, cool colors. All right, guys. I'd love to hear from you. Maybe a different color palette for next time. I think it's a win. Yay!